Hello, everyone. Live breaking news. Was Kamala Harris and her entire campaign caught cheating and lying again on the national stage? Check this out right here. This was found in Philadelphia, a billboard that stated Kamala, the official candidate of the Philadelphia Eagles. All of us know that football season is starting this week. NFL is kicking off week 1 of the new season. And is Kamala Harris taking advantage of this? The Philadelphia Eagles have publicly denounced what they describe as a counterfeit political ad that suggested an endorsement of Kamala Harris. These ads have appeared in various locations in Philadelphia, like bus shelters, street posters, featuring, as you can see on the screen, Vice President Kamala Harris in Eagles gear, along with the claim that she is the official candidate of the Philadelphia Eagles. This has caused a huge buzz. You can also see right there at the bottom, there's a website which says philadelphia.com/vote. So it's kind of implying that, you can go to that website, which I think just leads to a voter registration site. Ads include Eagles branding and direct viewers to a legitimate Eagles webpage focused on voter registration, which does not endorse any political candidate, but just encourages essentially you to go vote and engage in your civic duty. There's been some speculation that there's some artist named Winston Sang who might be behind it. He's a street artist that's kind of known for sort of political art, and there's a lot of speculation. But I sense as of now, I've since that notion and that speculation has now been dispelled. The Eagles are now in the process of removing these ads, but it sparked a lot of discussion, a lot of ire, and a lot of discord amongst Americans and channels like myself and just advocates alike. The official Eagles X page has just posted this not that long ago saying, "We are aware counterfeit political ads are being circulated and are working with our advertising partner to have them removed." It does beg the question, though, given the fact that she doesn't have any policies, she steals everything from Trump. She had the worst performance, very Biden first debate-esque style, disaster of a train wreck interview with CNN and Dana Bash, which actually hurt her at the polls. The numbers reflected her abysmal performance, which I would have to think has Obama and the rest of the elites just scratching their head, yelling at each other, frustrated, pushing up daisies. Pelosi, Chuck the Buck Schumer. They've all got to be pulling their hair out at this point. Why did we get rid of Biden? Biden beat him before. Why did we put in another loser, somebody who's probably going to lose, as the poll numbers are showing pretty much across partisan politics and aisles alike? So, I mean, it really is not something that you can put past Kamala and her entire campaign. This is something that really reeks of her and her entire radical left movement. And by the way, it's not like she hasn't done this before. Remember this?
Us reporting the campaign is giving real news articles a pro-Kamala Harris spin and then using them in Google ads. The trick was, we'll make it like an ad and we'll reframe the headline so that when you're searching, maybe you see the spot and you read the headline, but maybe you don't understand that it's actually sponsored by the campaign. Show it, guys. Here we go. So this involved what? They cited CNN, NPR, Reuters, Associated Press, The Guardian a lot. And you would see this as you were going through your internet search. And, well, that's cheating.
Wow, it is. This is really, and I should also point out that Google says that there was a glitch in their system that meant that some of the sort of barriers that they try to put in to make it clear what this is weren't working. Oops.
Yeah, remember that? We did an entire video on that. She paid for Google ads to come up on the top of Google search results. Not to get too technical here, but essentially she made it look like all of these publications, NPR, CNN, Axios, etc., Reuters, that they were all publishing these amazing articles and stories defending and upholding Kamala Harris, her entire campaign, saying all these amazing things. It had that little sponsored ticker there, but ladies and gentlemen, that's cheating. And then Google says it was a glitch. Oh, really? So this isn't something that is brand new for Kamala and company. I would not be surprised if somebody gave her the idea, because she couldn't come up with that, she doesn't have an original thought that resides in her entire anatomy, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody on her team said, hey, maybe we should just try this, and then we don't have to say we did it. Somebody else did it, but who knows? Because why I don't put that past her is, A, she's proven the fact, just like in her speech at the DNC on the final night, and really her entire career, she's proven the fact that she's literally willing to do and say anything at all, regardless of fact, fiction, backing it up, evidentiary, substance, where it came from, who it came from, if it's ethical, if it's not ethical, etc., etc. Is it congruent with values and principles? She doesn't have any values and principles. So she's proven that time and time again. She's proven that she can lie with the comfort, ease, devoid of any anxiety or nervosity as a career criminal who's made their entire living lying. I've called her the PhD samurai master of lies, which is why Cash Money G Fannie Willis goes to her for mentorship. And the reason why is because propaganda works. Propaganda is one of the most powerful forces of all mankind. I don't have to tell you what happened in 1939. We all know what happened. We all know the fake woke media has lied time and time again. I did a video on that major Trump derangement syndrome ad, and I posed that question to you. When was the last time you were actually able to have a conversation with somebody who's actually voting for this serpentine snake, Kamala, trying to get them to use any sense of pragmatism and reason, and their only response being, well, they're not Trump. She's not Trump. That's the only reason I'm voting for her, because she's not Trump. Propaganda works. So I truly believe this was Kamala. This was her campaign, and they thought they could get away with it, and they got caught. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Speaking of propaganda and lies, have you heard what George Clooney just said recently about Joe Biden? Check this out.
The person who should be applauded is the president who did the most selfless thing that anybody's done since George Washington. And that's true. And so, all the machinations that got us there, that's all, none of that's going to be remembered. And it shouldn't be. What should be remembered is the selfless act of someone who, it's very hard to let go of power. We know that. We've seen it, all around the world. And for someone to say, I think that.
Okay, just hold on right there. Hold on right there. I can already see some of you throwing your phones across the room right now if you had the same reaction I did. I literally had to replace some drywall. This guy actually has the gall. I mean, America, these people, Hollyweird and these Holly weirdos, this is such a poor performance by somebody who's a professional actor who's made millions, hundreds of millions of dollars in blockbuster films. What a terrible acting job this is. This is almost as bad as pushing up Daisy Pelosi saying Biden deserves to be on Mount Rushmore. You mean to tell me that him quitting the presidency is on the same level as one of the heroes of the revolution, one of the composers of our American Constitution, the very fabric, values, and principles of this great nation, somebody who fought, sacrificed, won the Revolutionary War? You're putting Joe Biden on par with George Washington with a straight face? This is a piss poor performance. I am telling you right now, George Clooney doesn't believe a word of what he says. And that's not even the worst part. I want to replay this really fast, what he said after that.
Is the president who did the most selfless thing that anybody's done since George Washington. And that's true. And so all the machinations that got us there, that's all, none of that's going to be remembered. And it shouldn't be. What should be remembered is the selfless act of someone who, it's very hard to let go of power.
He literally just said everything that led up to him. By the way, he didn't quit. You and I both know that. He didn't quit. He didn't quit on his own volition. He was forced out. He was ousted. Kamala, Obama, Clinton, they essentially executed a coup on a sitting president. There is no shadow of a doubt that that is a capital F fact, Never mind the fact that they circumvented democracy, even though they keep claiming that democracy is on the ballot. They completely bypassed 14 million votes, primaries, people who actually elected. Remember, Kamala Harris was the most unpopular vice president in the history of our country. And she was so unpopular when she ran for president in 2020. She came in absolute dead last that she dropped out before Iowa. So this whole idea that he did the right thing, he was noble, he put country first, is a bunch of BS. It was a coup d'etat. There's no other way of looking at it. If you have any molecules in your brain that are firing on any sense of knowledge, practicality, and common sense, there's no other summation you could come up with. I mean, that's just a fact. But like I said before I rewound this is even worse. What he just said after that is even worse than what he said, comparing one of the greatest heroes of our country, if not the greatest, to tombstone vegetable in chief, Joe Biden. He said whatever led up to this, all the unbelievable, foul defamation of your oath of office, betrayal, treason, creating such an untenable inflation crisis with your Bidenomics garbage hoax, letting in millions and millions of people, giving away and spending way more than we can afford, skyrocketing our national deficit, giving away money to a known criminal Zelensky to fund a forever war. He's saying, just forget all that. Forget everything that led up to this. Forget the fact that he lied. Forget the fact that Kamala Harris lied. Forget the fact that this entire administration is nothing but a giant con. That's not what should be remembered, he says. What should be remembered is this guy's a hero for allowing Obama, Clinton, Kamala, Pelosi, and Chuck the Buck Schumer to basically kick his ass to the curb. You expect us to believe this crap? What a piss poor performance. You didn't deserve the Oscar when you got it, George Clooney. And what you just said right there was, I can literally go on record and say, is the worst performance in film history.
We know that. We've seen it, all around the world. And for someone to say, I think there's a better way forward, that's all the credit goes to him. And that's really the truth. And all the rest of it will be long gone and forgotten. And so I'm just very proud of.
All the rest of it will be long gone and forgotten. A new way forward. What do you mean a new way forward? She was with him for 4 years. She was around him for 4 years. My fellow Americans, these guys think that you are dumb as rocks. This elite group of billionaire, mega donor, Holly weirdo band of anti-American, Hamas-supporting, protester, terrorist-supporting band of heathens, they actually think that you and I are dumb as rocks. Propaganda works. This is taking it to a whole new level. You're going to compare Tombstone Biden to General George Washington? My fellow Americans, please be aware. Please exercise your sovereignty, critical thinking, critical discernment. This is going to be amped up to unheard of, unseen levels in the next 64 days. We have 64 days until the most consequential election of our lives. Everybody needs to fight. Everybody needs to remain vigilant. I, for one, am not going to be complacent. I don't care what the polls say. I know with every fiber of my being that Trump is ahead, that Trump should win. I'm not going to say he will win because I don't want to jinx it, and I don't underestimate my opponent. When you underestimate these ruthless hypocrites, you do so at your own peril. So I'm going to work 100x stronger. I need you with me. The first and easiest thing that you can do right now is literally to tap that thumbs up. It doesn't cost you anything. It takes less than a second, and it's not for me. We're here to get our country back. Tap the thumbs up because the algorithm sees that as a signal to push our video out to more people. The more informed citizenry we have, the more informed decisions they make. And when they make decisions that are informed, that's good for you. It's good for me. It's good for our country. We need to get our country back. I throw this off to you. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Sign up for our free newsletter that's in the pinned comment, show notes, and descriptions. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right here. I can't wait to read your comments. Subscribe, follow over there, and as always, may God bless you and may God bless America. I'll see you soon.